Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we got to talk about Zach Edey. Again, this was another guy that I'll personally admit I wasn't the highest on him coming out of the NBA or coming into the NBA out of the college game, and that was largely due to the fact that he was a large, 7'5" big man that I had questions about his ability to move up and down the floor and being able to be an impact player. And I'll fully admit that I was wrong. And I started to, first off, have doubts already that I was going to be wrong when I saw him at the combine measure really well in terms not only size wise, but athletically, and was better moving than Donovan Clingan. And for me, I think he went to the perfect situation with Memphis being in need of a guy exactly like him who doesn't have to do too much besides rebound, protect the rim, do everything to allow Jaren Jackson Jr. and John Morant to be the best versions of themselves. So before we start today's video, I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys think of Zach Edey, the right now front runner, I guess sportsbook favorite to win Rookie of the Year? Let me hear your thoughts down below, and let's get right into today's video. Talking about Zach Edey, who's been absolutely phenomenal. Look, again, another reason why I was scared. I didn't know if he was going to be able to get up and down the court efficiently and if he was going to be, a liability. But no, he's fine. He's fine. And God, that hook shot is unstoppable. So hit that like and subscribe button if you guys enjoy more content like this. And let's get right into today's video. So Zach Edey so far is seamlessly transitioning into the NBA is awesome. And I know it's the preseason, but that 120 to 116 win over the Indiana Pacers only adds to the growing buzz. Edey showcased his impressive skills, dropping 23 points on a highly efficient 10 of 15 shooting in just 18 minutes off the bench. He also grabbed 9 rebounds, coming within 1 board of a double-double. His imposing presence in the paint and his ability to dominate both ends of the floor highlights his potential as an impact player for Memphis as a rookie. Standing at 7'4", almost 7'5", weighing nearly 300 pounds, Zach Edey's size, skill makes him a unique force in the league. First off, his left shoulder right hook shot is nearly unstoppable. His drop step that allows him to create wide open opportunities regardless of the defender that's trying to contain him is another move. And many have likened his dominant low post to a certain LA legend who won multiple championships, aka Shaq. Now that's obviously such a bold comparison to make, but regardless, Edey's turning heads with his advanced footwork, soft touch around the basket, especially for a player of his size. Edey's selection at 9th overall by the Memphis Grizzlies in the 2024 NBA draft was seen as a strategic move to replace veteran center Steven Adams, who was traded to the Houston Rockets last season. Memphis was looking for a player who could provide a strong interior presence and fill the void left by Adams, and Edey appears to be the perfect fit. Known for his ability to control the paint both offensively and defensively, Edey's addition to the Grizzlies could elevate their performance in a competitive Western Conference that before last season, when they had that injury-riddled campaign, they had 2 consecutive campaigns of being the 2nd seed. So they're hoping to make the jump into being a championship contender. Before making his NBA debut, Zach Edey was obviously a household name in college basketball, where he earned back-to-back College Player of the Year awards. He dominated in his final collegiate season, averaging 25 and 12 with 2 blocks, and it led to the Purdue Boilermakers making it to the championship game for the first time since 1969. Obviously, as we know, Purdue ultimately lost to UConn. Edey's ability to carry his team deep into the tournament while competing against future NBA talents cemented his status as an intriguing prospect in his draft class. Then in the NBA Summer League, Zach Edey showed promise, averaging 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 21 minutes a game. And his preseason performance through 3 games has equally been promising, as he's averaged 10 points, 6.7 rebounds, 4 of those defensively, and almost 3 of those being offensive rebounds, 1.5 assists, and almost 2 blocks a game. His ability to protect the rim and dominate the boards has fans, analysts, all expecting him to have a strong rookie season, as you've seen with the sportsbooks odds. The blend of size, skill, and basketball IQ makes him a nightmare matchup for any frontcourt player. One of the most intriguing aspects of Edey's potential is his fit alongside John Morant. The fast-low combination between Morant's explosiveness and Zach Edey's size and Zach's ability to control the paint is expected to be one of the most difficult duos to defend. And then you put in the fact that you're going to have Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. standing at the three-point line for any kickouts, as well as either Luke Kennard, Santi Aldama, Jake LaRavia, as we'll put on the board right now. The rotation, Marcus Smart, Vince Williams Jr., as all guys who are going to be ready to, catch and shoot threes. We assume Brandon Clark's going to be the sixth man. So I assume the starting lineup to start the year is what we see on the board. And that's going to be until I guess the best way to put it is until Zach is ready to start. I think they're going to try to run it with Santi. I think they want to re-sign Santi cheap. And that way, I would not be surprised if they try, first off, Santi at the 3, Jaren at the 4, Zach at the 5, just to see what it looks like, and then make Marcus Smart the 6th man. Because the whole thing is in a while, they're going to have to make a decision. If you re-sign Santi Aldama, you're probably going to trade Brandon Clark, because Zach Edey, Jaren Jackson Jr., Santi Aldama, Gigi Jackson, it's going to be hard to give those guys minutes who are arguably all better than Brandon Clark, and then Brandon Clark doesn't work with the spacing with Zach, so they'll never be able to play together. Santi and Jaren and Gigi can play next to either Brandon or Zach, but Zach and Brandon can't play. So if you keep Santi, which I think you can keep him for cheaper than Brandon, I think that means that's the whole front court thing to work out. But I think to start the year, this is what's going to look like by the end of the year. I would not be surprised Santi Aldama comes off the bench, Zach starts, Jaren's the power forward, or extreme, maybe they move Marcus Smart to 6 man. But I still think it's definitely an interesting thing. Obviously, Zach Edey's soft touch around the rim allows him to finish efficiently, and if defenders focus too heavily on Ja Morant, Zach Edey can clean up missed shots with ease, which is going to just add another dimension to the Memphis Grizzlies offensive scheme. Despite obviously being relatively new to the NBA, we know he's the front runner for the Rookie of the Year, and his immediate impact so far on the preseason on both ends of the floor, combined with the Memphis solid roster and Taylor Jenkins being a good coach, he's going to be someone to watch. The Grizzlies, who are already known for their strong defensive identity, have found a center who not only fits their system, but has the potential to grow into a dominant force in the league. It's not like he's going to be a top 5 center, but I think he's going to be a borderline all-star. It's looking like, at best case scenario, a guy who's going to be for like 10 years, could be a consistent 15-minute, continue for the next 10 years, he could be a solid top 15 center, closer to 15 than probably top 10 in my opinion. And I think the biggest question is, will he be able to play 30 plus minutes a night, or is he going to be one of those guys who's probably a 25-minute guy, and as he gets older is more off the bench? Now, everyone loves that Edey's draft position at 9th overall is a blessing for Memphis. Like, people thought it was a reach, but his ability to impact the game on both ends, his maturity, his readiness, have many wondering, will the Grizzlies be the team that's to watch? Let me know your thoughts down below.